Street, don't you? Or Bob Barker Alley. But we have Bob Barker Boulevard, and it couldn't be in a more appropriate location than where it is, because so much of my life in Springfield revolved around this very area. At one time, I lived just up Summit here, a few blocks up here, used to walk down to class, and some of the happiest years of my life were right here on Drury campus. And Dorothy Jo and I, we used to meet over here under the trees by Stone Chapel after class and talk for a while before we went home. And both of us graduated from high school right across Benton there at Central High School. That's where I met. That's where I met Dorothy Jo. I asked her for our first date in the east entrance of Central High School, and we had a first date like every 15-year-old pair of kids should have. We went not far, you can actually, I think, see it over here. We went to the Shrine Mosque and we heard the great Ella Fitzgerald. That was our first date for an Ella Fitzgerald concert, and from that reaction I can tell you young people even remember Ella Fitzgerald. Well, LaRue Savage over here, I know he does. And Ella Fitzgerald at that time was just a girl herself. She was about, in her early 20s. She'd had a hit record. Do any of you remember Tisket to Tasket? Tisket to Tasket, that was her first hit record. And my first job in radio was not far from here. At that time, KTTS Radio was in the old Chamber of Commerce building, which was at the corner of Walnut and Jefferson. I think it's gone now. It's on the second floor there. That was my first job. And while I was at senior high school over there at Central High School, I had the opportunity to play basketball for Jimmy Ewing. Do you remember Jimmy Ewing? He was the director of Parks and Recreation later in Springfield. Jimmy Ewing was not only a splendid basketball coach, he was a fine man, and he really influenced me, and we remained friends for years and years and years. I remember one time I was the host of Truth or Consequences, as Todd mentioned. I was emceeing Truth or Consequences, and we had a consequence in which 3 women were going to shoot free throws, you know, in basketball. And I told them, I said, ladies, I'll show you how to shoot free throws. I'll show you how Jimmy Ewing taught me to shoot free throws at Central High School in Springfield, Missouri. And I shot and missed miserably. Not only that, I continued shooting and I couldn't make a free throw. The audience loved it. They were roaring at my discomfort. But I finally made a free throw and we completed the show. But the next day, I got a telegram from Jimmy Ewing. And he said, Bob, the next time you shoot free throws on television, please do not mention my name. Also, as I believe one of you mentioned that I had been in the Navy. When I joined the Navy, I went right down the street here to the old post office. That's where I enlisted in the Navy. So it is appropriate that Bob Barker Boulevard, if it's to be any place, should be right where it is. And I want you to know that today you can park any place you wish on Bob Barker Boulevard. And you can stay there as long as you wish. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday, but Monday, the parking meters go in. And a week from Monday, Bob Barker Boulevard becomes a toll road. But now I'm going to wind up my remarks here in the way that I've always closed everything that I ever do. And that is to remind you, help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. Right.